Guys, how are you? It's Monroe here. I want to give God the glory and the honor for such a privilege. I want to talk to you on the subject obedience. Obedience. Now, obedience is an essential part of the Christian faith. The Bible says in John 14:15, if you love me, you will obey what I say. Now, the word obedience is defined as two words, which is dutiful, which means that it is an obligation by God to what obey his commandments. Now, the other word is submissive. That means we should yield our wills to God. We serve the Lord in humanity and in singleness of the heart and love. Living the Christian life is not about rules. I want you to remember the Pharisees. The Bible said, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all that is in you. This is the first great commandment, and the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. Are you with me? Now, we won't be perfect in obedience, but our desire to submit to the Lord and display good works. But it should be our desire to submit to the Lord and display good works. Now, when we love and obey God, we naturally love each other. Obedience to God command will make us a light and a salt in this world that we ought to be. Now, I want you to understand obedience from two lookouts, which I'll give you seven meaning of obedience using the death of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. The Bible says that obedience is number one. It is not with comprehension. The Bible says that hours before Jesus went to die, he prayed a very, very passionate prayer, and that was three prayers that he prayed. Daddy, you are here. The three prayers that he prayed showed that Jesus were very afraid. Jesus were feeling the feeling that you have felt before when you thought you were going to die, but worse, Jesus were not understanding the situation. He didn't understand why he had to die. Could there be another way? But the Bible said that Jesus died anyways. So obedience is with no comprehension. He prayed and cried three different times, but he said, Father, let your will be done. It means he did not understand, he did not comprehend the situation, but rather Jesus died. Number two, obedience is not your comfort zone. If you have to obey, it's not going to always be comfortable. Jesus on the cross were not living a luxurious life. Jesus on the cross were not playing FIFA. Jesus were dying and suffering. It was not a comfort zone, but it was obedience that led him on the cross. My God. Obedience is a task to execute. Obedience is a task to execute. Jesus so many times said he was after the work of his Father. He wasn't a man to play with. He had a mission and he knew a task he were on to execute. Obedience is love. If you were to obey love, the Bible says that Jesus said he loves God. He loves his Father. And so his Father loves him. And above are one. Nothing can separate them because of his love. For mankind, for you and I, Jesus died. And if God is telling you obey, then obey because you love God and you love seeing another brother happy, another sister happy. Obedience is faith. Jesus said he died that many may be saved. The word may is not fixed, which means it's not the conclusion. It means that it can be more or less, but he hopes. He hopes. Now, obedience is focus. Jesus again continued to say that he was on the mission. He was after his Father's business. And so on the cross, Jesus rather focused on the glory ahead, not the situation now. And some of us, we got to focus on the glory ahead and not the situation we are faced on. Oh my God, that's another subject. Ladies and gentlemen, the second to last is obedience is discipline. Jesus had to discipline himself that he had to die. He had to discipline himself to die. Jesus pleased the Father because of his obedience. The Bible said, now the lamp of God God who is seated on the throne, who is seated right at the side of the Father. Obedience then is action. You have to play the action. It's not theory, it's action. If God asks you to obey, he wants to see the action. It's a verb. Jesus knew his death. Jesus knew what he had to do. The prophets have said it. Genesis, Exodus, all the books in the Bible talks fierily about a God that would take flesh and die. Talks about God Almighty taking flesh to die, but it had to happen so you can see the action had to happen. Obedience is important, and you have to understand these things when it comes to obedience. It got nothing to do with your feelings, emotion, doubts. It has everything to do with God. Obedience is better than sacrifice. God bless you. It's Monroe here.